Hey, it's SJ and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Sarah Jane and I've been sharing with all of you my debt-free journey to pay off over $20,000 in debt. First things first, if you hear any thumping, I'm not really sure what's going on with my neighbors upstairs. It sounds like they're doing some work up there. They recently moved in, so I apologize if you hear that. But in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my budget and how I did. So I shared my budget video 2 weeks ago for my first paycheck of April. I get paid bi-weekly, and so I know a lot of people do like a whole month budget. For me, I prefer to do it when I get paid, so I do it every 2 weeks. So first I'm going to be sharing how I did over my last 2 weeks budget, and then I'm going to be sharing my plans for this current budget. So stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe so that you are in tune with my journey, and let's get started, guys. So last month, I'm not gonna go into like all the money I paid towards my bills. If you guys want to see that, just check into my last video. It's like, to me, I find it like super tedious to talk about bills. Bills to me are non-negotiable, like you have to pay them. So things like money I put towards my mortgage, my electricity, all that's in that video. After I finished paying off all my bills, I had $501 left to play around with, and I categorized that with putting $200 towards groceries, $50 towards home improvement, $70 towards gas, $130 in my miscellaneous fund, which that fund can contribute to anything between clothing, health and beauty, whatever. And then I had $50 in my out fund, which my out fund is when I like go out on a date with my boyfriend, or if I go and get drinks with one of my girlfriends, that's the out fund, totaling $500 and $1 I had left to play around. So let's go into how I actually did. I did very well. I'm very proud of myself because I should just say that I completely forgot that I was going to visit my parents. This has been a planned trip, and for whatever reason, it just like completely forgot about it. And so I did not budget for extra gas, and I did exceed my gas budget, but so I pulled from another source within my budget, which I know some people are very particular about not pulling from another one of their sections within their budget. For me, I think I view money as very fluid, and so if I need to take from another section, like, I don't mind. I know a lot of people don't feel that way. I don't care. That means I just can't buy my clothes for that week or whatever that I wanted to do. So anyways, really happy I actually had money left over. I completely stayed within my budget. So let's get into it. For groceries, I had budgeted $200 and I actually spent $167.50. I do think part of this has to do with the fact that I did go visit my parents, and I love my mom's cooking so much. And so when I come home, she always cooks for me, so I did not spend as much on groceries. And I actually spent like, in reality, I spent like $125 on groceries, but I also purchased things like a big pack of like toilet paper and a huge pack of paper towels, and I contribute that towards the groceries fund. So in total, $167.50. For home improvement, if you guys don't know, I own my condo. I purchased it this year, and it's the first time I've really like owned a place and been able to make changes, and so I do contribute a small amount of my income towards improving it a little bit. So I set aside $50, and what I decided is this month I was gonna put that money aside because I want to upgrade my patio and I want to buy some patio furniture. So I just put that to the side. $50 did not go over, and I put that in like a little savings account for my patio. And then when I buy patio furniture, I'll be able to buy it in cash after I've accrued enough money in that savings account. All right, next is gas. So I put $70 towards gas. Definitely went over that. I lucked out. My boyfriend came with me and he did help with gas since he was riding with me. So I really appreciated that he did that. But I did end up spending $96.64 in the last 2 weeks for gas. So I went over. I went over on that. But what I ended up doing is I just pulled from my miscellaneous fund and my out fund. So in my miscellaneous fund, I budgeted $130 and I ended up spending $110.65. And then in my out fund, I budgeted $50 and I only spent $28.26. So I was able to say under budget. I actually only spent $453.05 in the last 2 weeks. So that gave me like about $30 left over. So I actually put aside that money in another account, and what I plan on doing with that, since I had leftover money, I'm going to be using that money for a haircut. Like, my ends are super dead. I definitely need to get a haircut. It's been like 6 months since I've gotten one, and so super excited about that, you know, I can like put aside that extra money to get a haircut. Technically, if you subtract $500 minus $43.05, it should really leave me $46.95. So it's $15 unaccounted for there. I don't know if I like missed an itemized line. That's totally possible because this is my first time like really itemizing my expenses. So definitely gonna be making sure I don't miss any. If I did miss any, I'm not really sure. So, but anyways, that's how I did. Really proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back for not going over budget. Super, 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 super happy about it. So that is how I did last month. And let's talk about this month's page. Hi, so this is future Sarah Jane rewatching the video as I'm like editing it. And I initially started with my gross income and like going through the breakdown of everything that I transferred towards my retirement and my benefits and all that. And the video just got really, really long. Just know that before I even get the paycheck, I do contribute 10% to my retirement, health benefits, all that good jazz, and then taxes. And now I'm gonna bring you guys with me to my take-home pay. So let's get into it. For this next 2 weeks, my bills include my car minimum payment. I paid super extra towards my car, but I still make minimum payments when they're due because, you know, what's the point of paying extra towards your car if you're not gonna keep up your minimum payment anyway? So I'll pay my car payment, which is $350. Next, I put aside money towards my mortgage. Now, because I have a third paycheck this month, I actually don't really need to put money aside for my mortgage because there's just like a lot of money going towards my mortgage. And what I do is I put money aside in a different account, and then at the beginning of the month, I just pull from that account and lump sum. I think some people use one of their paychecks to pay for their mortgage, but I use each paycheck to contribute a little bit towards my mortgage. So since there's this extra month, I am gonna still put aside $700 into that mortgage account. And it's kind of extra, honestly, but in my head, I rationalize it by the fact that I have a water bill coming up. My water bill is every 3 months. And it's over $100, and then I actually have two HOAs that govern over me, which is horrible. I hate HOAs so much. And there's one that is quarterly, and I've already actually paid it, and so I don't have another quarterly HOA coming up for a while, but I have extra money this month because of this third paycheck that I wasn't accounting for, so I just went ahead and put $700 towards that account. So that one, this is due in a couple months, it's there. I went ahead and I have an internet bill, which is $45. My insurance went down, ironically. I used to pay $85, and maybe it's because I transitioned my insurance from New York, because I used to live in New York City, to Virginia. This is probably why it lowered, but now my insurance is $78.80. And then I have a gym bill, which is $50. So in total, my bills are $1,223.80. So after paying my bills, that leaves my budget $555. All right, so moving over towards my budget. I lived within my means of $500 the last 2 weeks, so I think it's totally possible for me to do it again. Little tidbit about me, I'm someone who really enjoys data and seeing historical data and trends over time. Since I'm just now starting my budget and expenses and tracking all of that, I don't really have historical data to go off of to measure if I'm spending within my means. So yeah, this is still pretty new to me, but did well last 2 weeks. Feel like I can do well again in this next 2 weeks. What's kind of weird is like $18.15 minus $1,223.80 should actually equal $591, but what's left in my account after paying my bills is $555, which I think is weird. And the only thing I can think of is that maybe when I started tracking my expenses, there were payments that hadn't come out of my account yet that I wasn't, that you know how it takes like a couple business days for things to come out of your account. So the only thing I can think of is that like it's now catching up to my account and has pulled that money. So yeah, we'll see. I'm still monitoring it, but it's a little weird that like $40 is missing. That's kind of weird, not a fan, but I'm going to go off of what I actually have in my bank account left, which is $555. Bills are taken care of. Let's talk about how I'm gonna budget the last of my money. So I'm gonna keep the same categories. Those categories work for me. I could always change that in the future, but for right now, I am keeping those categories and I'm actually adding one because of the haircut. I'm pretty sure $200 still like covers the groceries. You know, I was out of town last weekend, so I'm keeping that the same. Home improvement, keeping that the same at $50. Gas is going to be $70. Because I'm still not really going to work yet, so I think $70 will cover me for the next 2 weeks. If you don't know, I would drive a Jeep Wrangler. It is a gas guzzler for sure. When I do eventually have to start going back into the office, gonna have to really think about my gas budget. For miscellaneous, which once again covers pretty much anything that I could want in life, makeup, clothes, like you name it, comes out of the miscellaneous fund. I put $130 in my miscellaneous fund. In my out fund, which is like going out to drinks with girlfriends or going out to dinner with a girlfriend or my boyfriend if I want to like pick up the check, $50 in the out fund. And then I am contributing the leftover $55 towards a haircut. So I have only gotten my hair cut once since I moved here. I don't remember how much I spent on it, but I feel like it was close to the $70 range. So since I have $30 left over from my last paycheck and I contribute $55 of the remaining balance of this paycheck because I do, you know, the $0 base budget, that should, I think, cover a haircut. I'm gonna call sometime this week to find out how much it'll actually cost, and if it costs over that, I'll just pull from the miscellaneous fund because that's kind of like my flex fund. But yeah, so we'll see. The remaining dollars is going to go towards that, but that makes my total $555. Yeah, so that's exciting stuff. I'm really hoping to have a good month again where I don't go and spend outside of my budget. We shall see. But anyways, guys, that is my video and my budget. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stick around for my debt-free journey, and leave a comment below if you guys are wanting to know about my retirement accounts and how I like spend my money towards that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye.